Well, welcome back to our podcast series. I'm here with Dr. Diane Sanford today, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about what we can do to kind of help cope with holiday stress, which is something that's, we're right in the holiday season, and that's something that comes up for a lot of people. So this is our top 3 tips for practicing mindfulness and stressing less and living better during the holidays. And so Dr. Sanford is the author of the book, Stress Less, Live Better. It's available from Proclaris Press. And this is actually just a terrific book about how to incorporate mindfulness practice into everyday life. And so, Diane, tell us, what are some of the ways that we can actually stress less and live better during the holidays? I think this is something we all struggle with.
Absolutely. So the first one, I think, is managing our expectations, because we've all grown up with these Hallmark card versions of what the holidays are supposed to be. And obviously, for most of us, they don't turn out like that.
Right.
We have family friction. We have upsetness about the things that we haven't gotten done or the busyness. And one of the things we need to learn to do is to put aside these fairy tale images of what the holidays are, and instead to make them enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
But not have these really high standards to measure up to, which we're also afraid then of falling short. So there's enough pressure without additional pressure of these crazy expectations. And that's the first thing we have to set aside.
Boy, and that's so important too, because every place you go, you're getting bombarded with images of everybody having a nicer Christmas than you.
Right. And now that we have Facebook and all the digital platforms, we have pictures galore on Pinterest, on Instagram. So yeah, and honestly, it's a mixed bag for everyone. So
It is.
put those fairy tale expectations aside and let it be what it is.
Well, and I think most people don't have that Christmas that everybody sees in the media. I think, you can actually have a perfectly nice Christmas with not having that too.
Absolutely. It doesn't take a lot. I mean, so this is getting back to, what is the intention of the season? Well, if the intention of the season is giving and love, it doesn't have to be in a Hallmark card version.
Right.
Exactly. So the second tip, and I have a lot of young families that come and see me, is to start your own family tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Very often people are running here, running there. They don't have time in between. Their kids don't get to nap. They stop eating or being on a schedule. And once small children are off their routine, it becomes very unpleasant very quickly.
Right.
So I have a number of younger families who have actually decided to either Christmas Eve or the first night of Hanukkah or whatever the tradition is that you celebrate, to say no to whatever family activity is going on, extended family activity, and to instead have their own time at home. So it could be Christmas morning. It can really be anything, but carve out some time for just your immediate family alone, so that you can celebrate with less stress and more ease.
Yeah, I think that that's actually nice for families to actually have permission to do that too.
It really is. And again, that's what we're doing in the book and in my practice and in the classes that I teach. So much of this is about giving yourself permission to first become aware of what you would enjoy and what feels stressful, and to actually pursue some of your own enjoyment at the same time that you're meeting other people's demands.
Instead of running around like a crazy person between all these different parties and family things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just gotten to be way too much.
Way too much. And crazy thing, I started seeing Christmas decorations out in July.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that was a record.
That is really early. Yeah. This is the thing about our culture. We're very quick paced. We're doing everything sooner and more ahead of time than ever before. And it's really not working out well for us. The epidemic of anxiety in adults and children is higher than ever before. And that's why Stress Less, Live Better and the mindfulness skills that you learn there is so important if we want to really improve our health and well-being.
Absolutely. And I think actually, as said, you've kind of incorporated two things into that, both the managing expectations and the family traditions.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what's your third tip here?
So the third tip, which may sound really crazy to some of you, is to practice self-care during the holidays. And again, like we've said in other podcasts, it doesn't mean you have to have hours of time to go for a walk or to get your manicure and pedicure, although if you like doing that, that's a great way to spend 90 minutes of your time. Or, shopping for hours to find the perfect gift, and then you're so exhausted and stressed when you come back that your family, it's not very pleasant to be around you. So what we need to do is incorporate self-care. And again, that means if you've been busy, stop. Take 5 minutes or 10 minutes to have a cup of tea or a cup of hot chocolate. Or in the evening when you're trying to wind down, put on some holiday music or watch an old movie about the holidays that you really enjoy. Periods of energy exertion need to be followed by periods of restoration. And if we don't take good care of ourselves, whether it's paying attention to our sleep, to what we eat, to getting some regular physical activity, and the fourth pillar of health, which is to practicing stress reduction, which often comes in the form of self-care and mindfulness, we aren't going to have the energy to enjoy and experience the holidays in a really loving and cherishing way. And that's what we want to get back to.
Well, I think that those are all really great suggestions. And I think for a lot of people, the self-care piece is probably the hardest piece. And especially at a time when you just feel like you're so crazy busy.
Yeah, it's tremendously difficult. And for women in particular, it's tremendously difficult. But a little self-care goes a long way. And like, we wouldn't stop brushing our teeth and wait to get cavities. We can't afford not to practice self-care and then have a variety of health conditions, whether it's something physical or something emotional, that really starts ruining our lives.
Right.
So the holidays are an especially important time to practice this skill.
Well, I want to thank you so much. And I hope people actually will be able to incorporate some of your advice. And, as we come into the holiday season, actually enjoy this year instead of dreading it like so many.
I hope so too, Kathy.
That would be like really awesome. So again, Diane's book is Stress Less, Live Better. It's available from Preclaris Press. And incidentally, it makes a lovely holiday gift. If you... That's not for a shameless plug.
Why not? Why not?
But I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope you found this helpful, and we will see you again on another podcast.
See you soon.